Hey, this is James, and this is the start of something I want to try. So, haven't really been doing YouTube videos like this for myself. I've done a lot of YouTube stuff for my kid who has a channel that is monetized, and spent a lot of time during COVID getting that channel monetized and that. So right now, I'm trying to restart my phone. This channel will be at least now dedicated to me spending some extra time doing some door dashing. So right now, I'm trying to restart my phone because the Dasher app likes to crash on me from time to time when I go from Wi-Fi to data. So got it back running and all that. So anyway, I don't know if I said this, but my name is James, and just take this journey and see what happens. So it could just be me uh, driving a lot, maybe random thoughts. Uh, Maybe I'll look at doing just thoughts on the dashes that I get, that I accept, that I decline, why I might decline them, stuff like that. Don't intend on getting too geographic as to where I'm at. I don't mind telling people, but I'm not trying to advertise or bash people on here. I try to, you know, stay halfway positive. Um, and Anyway, just give a few thoughts about my experiences with dashing. What I found out with YouTube yesterday is because my son has been live streaming for a while. Um, I found out that if you don't have at least 50 subscribers, you cannot live broadcast. So that's what I was gonna do today, but so I'm just recording, and we'll see how the recording goes. So hopefully I have enough space on this phone to record things. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Maybe, maybe not. I hopefully have the volume turned down on all my music devices. I do have the window open. It's a little warm out today. So anyway, and you can hear I typically don't like to have the directions turned on my phone. It helps me a lot of times, but other times it just gets annoying. So I usually mute the directions on there. So I'm going to a restaurant right now, a little Mexican place to pick up some stuff for some people, and then I can't remember what the specifics were. I did accept it. It was before I even left the house. I got one, so sometimes that's good. So a lot of just random conversations. So just thought I would jump on here, try to see where this might go with the use of YouTube, and just I don't know. Maybe people will follow it. Maybe people won't follow it. Um, we'll just have to kind of wait and see on that one. I do want it to be relatively organic. Um, I don't want to pull some of the stuff that I might have done during COVID to try to get followers and stuff, just to get a channel monetized. I would like to get the 50 followers so I can live stream. My personal preference is to do as little editing as possible. I may get things out of these videos and share them as shorts or longer play videos, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do have a full-time job during the day. It does allow me to be a little bit flexible with time, but I also know that to spend doing a lot of edits and so forth. So I just thought that live broadcast would be the simple thing to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and seeing how we're not live, I'll hit pause real quick while I run in this restaurant, and then I'll be right back. And there's no pause button, so we're going to just let it go. I'll see you in a minute. Alright, I am back. So I'm a big proponent of sending messages to let people know that I'm coming, that I'm picking their stuff up, that the restaurant's working on their food, and I've got this basically 3 messages that I keep in my clipboard that I can just copy and paste, and I try to personalize things. So, there's that. So the first one says like hey and the person's name, so I type out their name and then I type in the name of the restaurant. It says, is working on your order, let me know if there's anything I can do to make your experience better. And then I send everybody memes, so just some funny little DoorDash memes, and this one is a picture of the people at Friends saying me waiting on your order, so it's just everyone looking, the Friends group looking like they're waiting on an order, in anticipation. And then when I get the order in the car, go through all those steps, I usually send them another one that says I have your order and headed your way, and then send them a meme. And you just download these goofy little memes. I like funny ones or whatever. Like here's one with Johnny Depp as the pirate guy, whatever his name is. I can't think of it right now, but anyway, you know who I'm talking about. And just he's running away from what looks to be whatever. He's just running away from a big crowd of people. I think it was the scene where they were on that island and they were cannibals. So it shows him running away, and he's carrying a DoorDash bag, and it says, I'm on your way with your food. So I like sending that stuff. Sometimes it's beneficial, sometimes it's not. Sometimes they'll get a funny kick out of it. Other times they just don't say anything. So anyway, it's gonna be I'm gonna roll this window down. It's a little warm out here. So, and they've got a truck blocking the exit, so we're gonna go out the in ramp. So anyway, just little things that I do. Sometimes people is like, oh, you're funny, that kind of stuff. So it just kind of, those little things make my day. Plus it just makes this DoorDashing experience go by not being so boring. And sometimes on a rare occasion they like it so much that they will give me an additional tip. So here's one of the things I was worried about, is that this little thing I've got here doesn't want to stick to the dash. So I need to see if I can find another car mount. I've got another one, but I must have took it in the house, the one that goes in the CD player, because I have an old beater car that I drive around that gets good gas mileage. It's I don't remember what year it is, but it's a Honda Fit. I've been getting around 33 miles to the gallon, so I'm sitting at, I always hit the reset on the thing every time I get gas. So I'm sitting at 31.2 right now, but we'll see if we can't bump that up a little bit throughout the day. And yeah, that thing's not going to stick on there, so this might just be a quick exit on our DoorDashing video for the day. It is not liking it at all. driving along. This one is, oh, this is a long one. I think it said 19-minute delivery time. It's one of the things with DoorDash is you never know. You never know how long it's going to take, and their mileage guesstimates are, I don't know, they may be right. I never know if they're the mileage to the restaurant and then to the delivery spot, or if they're from the restaurant to the delivery place. And then you get in the car and you see it's roughly the right amount, but it's still a long ways. So we got a long drive here. It's like 15 minutes, so just kind of sit back, relax, see what happens. It's a wee bit breezy out here, getting on the freeway with this little car. Likes to jerk you around, especially when people pass you and stuff. It's interesting, but it gets me there and saves a lot of money on gas. Cause that's, I think, well, I see a lot of people door dashing. They got like 4-wheel drive vehicles. They can't probably get more than 12, 15 miles to the gallon, and I'm sure more than half their money is going to pay for gas. And then you see all these DoorDash YouTubers complaining that that gas costs so much, and that they've accepted these low-ball rates for dashing. I remember I climbed one last night that was over $7, but it was 15 miles. So I'm like, no, I can't be doing that. So just a little background on me as far as door dashing. I've been doing it probably for over a year now. My daughter came home from spring break last year and didn't get a job, so I was like, DoorDash, so she started DoorDashing, wasn't getting any orders or anything. I was like, alright, I'll go out with you for 3 nights, and we went out 3 nights, I don't know, 5 o'clock till 10 o'clock, and made close to $300 in those 3 nights, and I was like, there's no reason why she couldn't do that on the regular, at least while she's home from school and so forth. So, and then I thought to myself, it's like, why can't I do that? So at some point after that last, I think it was January of 24, is when I started DoorDashing, and I started doing it like 2 or 3 nights a week just to make some extra spending money. And somewhere along the way, I had 2 contract jobs, and one of them went away, so one of them wasn't good enough for me to pay for everything I need to pay for, so I was like, DoorDashing it is. So I've just been DoorDashing ever since, and then helping to pay the bills and affording to do other things that I like to do outside of work, whatever that might be. So anyway, I do know that I haven't paid my taxes yet for last year, so I'm kind of interested to run the numbers. I just use TurboTax and plug it in, but I've been trying to track. I don't keep my mileage, and I don't pay for one of those apps that tracks it for you. So I've been just running a spreadsheet that I go in and plug in some numbers that aren't real numbers, but they're numbers that I'm guesstimating as to how many miles I drove based upon the amount of deliveries that I did for a given day. So that works out pretty good, and it was pretty close to the to the guesstimate that DoorDash sent me at the end of the year, so I feel pretty good about that. But I still have to file my taxes and figure out. I'm hoping that anyway that I don't have to owe any money, just because mileage will really knock down your earnings when you plug in your mileage, plus whatever other little expenses I might be able to write off. My real job, I work from home as well, so I have other write-offs for that kind of stuff. So it all kind of bleeds into one thing. Anyway, off the freeway on some side roads still says 11 more minutes to get there for 5 more miles, so it's back in, who knows, I don't know where this thing is. It was seemingly, my goal is to take orders that are over 1 mile, what is it, $1 per mile, or less, or I don't know what I'm saying, but more than, where I make more than $1 a mile. So how about that? When it's less than that, I'll just weigh my options. Depends on the dollar amount. If I think that, if it's $15, $20 and it's going to take me an hour, then, that might be okay. So I'm waiting. There's a train up here around the corner, and traffic is backed up from the train around the corner at a stoplight. So the train just finished, so we're gonna head that way. And the customer was texting saying that they're in some kind of store or business, not at a house. So that's always fun. Trying to figure out where these things are. Let's see. I just wish this thing would stick on there and stay stuck, but it just might not. So I was also debating on how to do this DoorDash, and if or not the DoorDash, but the live stream thing. And part of it is I don't, like I said before, I don't want to do the video editing. So doing a live stream, but trying to get to those 50 subscribers to be able to live stream might be, I don't know. You just never know. But sorry, it's harder to do this, hold this phone and drive at the same time. And I forgot what I was saying there. Vehicles that have all the bass, so much so that it shakes the fender loose, and now it just rattles. make something else work besides this thing. It is not liking it at all. We might just switch them out. I have two different ones. One for there we go. Just stick it everywhere. So I have one that I normally use for my regular phone, and it is one of those clips that clips in a vent, and that thing stays, pretty good. Whereas the one that's the sticky kind on the dash does not stick at all. So got through some traffic and train tracks and lights and stop signs. Now still show 8 more minutes. And this is one of those that you just hate. Sometimes if you know the area well enough, you're not paying attention to where the destination is, that you're just like, where is this GPS taking me? Because I could have went a different way, stayed on the freeway, and went around a lot of this behind the back roads, stop signs, and lights, and trains, and all that fun stuff. But we'll see. We'll be there sooner or later. I know what I was going to say earlier is that I just, in the time that I thought about doing this wasn't very long. I just kind of like, well, no time better than the present to get started. But I thought of last night or this morning or something, but just thinking about, it's like, hey, maybe I could do a YouTube channel for DoorDashing, even though I've been, DoorDashing for over a year now. But for whatever reason, my son and I were going to do a little thing maybe once a week. We're going to start next week, I think. And I just thought, well, what can I do outside of that or whatever, just to mess around, see what happens. See if there's any potential for people following me for any of this stuff, or as far as DoorDashing goes. Maybe I got good pointers, maybe I don't. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. But so the thought was doing I watched a few other videos of people that do DoorDash on YouTube. So a couple of people I watched that were doing live were just basically using dash cams, and you see everywhere they drive. I had the volume turned off. Wasn't really listening to those to see if they were talking the whole time or what. But I didn't want to do dash cam. I don't know. It just, I don't know how much people watch that kind of stuff or not. But maybe the one guy had 682 people watching his live stream, so I thought that was interesting. But I just didn't want to just do dash cam. The other guy was a lot of short people. Shorts, not short people, but people with shorts on YouTube, explaining why you don't play don't play the DoorDash games where you accept where you play their games and to get platinum, as he put it. And I was like, man, I see that and I don't see it. I've worked myself up to platinum and fallen off of platinum because I don't want to accept $2 orders, $4 orders for 8 miles and stuff like that. I usually don't accept orders that are below $4, and then lately even less than $5. But I did recently take a trip over the holidays and came back, and my average had slipped below 100, and then before the trip I was probably averaging 15 a day, and so when I came back I couldn't hardly get any orders, let alone any decent orders. So at that point I kind of felt like that platinum does make a difference. Don't know that for sure, can't be 100% certain, but in my estimation, it could have been the fact that it was January when I came back. People just weren't dashing as much or ordering DoorDash. Maybe there was just a lot of dashers out there, so it saturated the area. Or maybe everything's just a coincidence and it's just like, hey, I was getting a lot of football orders, plus I was getting a lot of driving around or sitting in places not getting orders at all. So it probably took me more than 2 weeks to get back to my 100 dashes in a month so that I could get my orders back. Oh, here we go. I don't know where I am, but I see that we're getting close. Just bear with me here. Western Store. There you go. It says Western Wear on it. Alright. So I am going to find a parking place here and send them a little message saying, hey, I'm around and I'm carrying it in. And I'll be back shortly. So go into my dash, hit exit, send a message. Got it in my clipboard, dropping off now. Thank you, enjoy. Add a meme that says something to the effect that, what does this one say? It says, knock knock, who's there? Have no fear, DoorDash is here. So it's just some cheesy stuff, but sometimes people like cheesy things. So alright, I will be back. So now here's one of those times where it took me a long ways and I'm like, don't want to dash in this area, so I just pause my orders, which is kind of frustrating, but it is part of the deal. So I'll pause my orders and get back to the part of town that I would rather dash in. So basically I just found a new phone that has a bunch of cracks on it, and somehow I didn't trade it in to get a new phone so I kept it, and it's just been powered off. So I booted it up last night, plugged it in, got it charged up a little bit, so we'll see if it holds a charge for long enough to record this video. Typically, what is today? Today's, I don't know what today is, but this is my short night. Typically a couple days a week I will go longer and go till about 10, today is. So hopefully the record time of this phone, I've deleted a bunch of stuff, so I should have enough space. But we'll take a look and see how much this video eats up into space. And then I'll get it uploaded to YouTube today, tomorrow. I don't know, man. Maybe never. Just depends on how bad it is. And I know it's one of those things when you watch yourself, it's always horrible. So I may just have to get over that and just upload it and see what happens. And start plugging away as far as getting into some. I don't know. I think using some. I forget what they call them now. I haven't been into them tags and stuff like that. Maybe people will find it. See what happens. I will say, if you're watching more and see what happens over the life, ultimately the goal is to gain subscribers and a following and interact with people, and maybe my experience, people can learn from the things that I do, and I obviously learn from other people and go along, and then through that interaction just learn new things, which is always fun for me. See if I can stay awake. Interested in what you guys have as far as feedback goes, how y'all do DoorDashing. You meet different people along the way, and everybody does a different thing. I've met people that said that they never turn down a single order, and they say they always get tips, additional tips, even on like a $2 order. I don't know how that's the case, because maybe I'm just not nice enough or whatever, but I would be interested to further find out from them if they want to give up their trade secrets. How do you guys go about getting additional tips over and above what they gave you to start with? Just what kind of bags do you carry? So I did splurge at some point over the past year and got a catering bag, and it's paid for itself. I've had my best order ever was like $120, so that was a good drive, but it still paid $120, and I had a lot of food for a big catering deal, and it wasn't that much food. It was, I don't know how many people that are feeding, but it fit in the back of the car anyway. But it was a pretty good deal. So that one order, and I've had, $50 orders for catering and stuff like that as well. So it usually pays for themselves when you get any of those catering gigs. So I got that. I got the pizza bag. I think I paid for that pizza bag, and obviously the main bag they send you when you sign up. For a long time, I was doing grocery shopping, but I gave up on that. For me, it's too stressful. You go in there, and they don't have the groceries that you need, so. I think that, and then you have to try to get with the customer, and they're like, they don't respond, so you're just like, you want to make sure you do the right thing, and I just was like, it's so much easier just to go in to the restaurant, pick up the food, and put it in your car and deliver it, as opposed to the shopping business. I found out early on in that shopping, I was like, it is so much easier to shop for yourself, because you can answer yourself immediately and say that, oh, well, I'll just switch it out for X, Y, and Z when they're out of whatever, either go up a different size or a 2-pack, whatever. Whereas, they didn't order that stuff, so you hate to speak for them, and so it was just frustrating in that regard. And you're spending, and a lot of times you don't make more money, and especially it's like if you get a $10 order, you're not gonna make very much money per hour when you're spending so much time shopping. And I just found that I could get more restaurant DoorDashes in the same amount of time and make more money and not have any stress, at least minimal stress. I really do find like DoorDashing to me is much simpler than my own job, because a lot of times I have to find things for me to do, and figuring that out, no one tells me what I'm supposed to do, what I'm not supposed to do. So I have to kind of figure that out and find things to do, as opposed to DoorDash tells me everything to do. So in some regards, I do like that, just because it's, I don't have to think about it. I just, boom, it says, hey, go pick up this order, deliver it to here. And I'm like, you know what, I can do that. So still not back to where I want to be, so probably a good 45-50 minutes in, and not what I think that order was like $9.75, and it was 20 minutes there and 20 minutes back, so not a good rate of return there for my time, but at least it got me off of zero. So and always this time of the day, traffic is not the best. So it's kind of hit or miss. That's why I wasn't really paying that much attention to where I was going, so we'll see. My goal at the end of these videos, I think, is to kind of just read off the amount that I made versus the amount, whatever it says when you do the end. I'll do my best to read off the orders that I get, and whether I accept them or decline them. One little trick I have learned is if you want to stay platinum, and I don't do this very much. I don't do it on purpose either, just because it's just whenever you get to certain places and you're like, well, the food's going to take 15 minutes for it to make, and it was a relatively cheap order to start with. So I don't mind canceling those orders after I've accepted them. And I just click on cancel because I accidentally accepted it. Or sometimes because the restaurant takes too long. Knowing full well there's going to be another dasher come along to pick up that order. So that flies. I don't know. I just wonder if anybody can hear me. And the recording stopped, so I just started it back up. We'll see what happens. I don't know why it stopped. Don't have a clue. I don't know. Interesting. I can't tell if my phone is charging or not. It should be, but maybe not. Chest thing or some kind of helmet, or maybe they had the Google glasses or whatever with recording. I don't know how they did it, but I don't know how they recorded their videos, but it was from their perspective, and they went, in the restaurants and all that stuff. But then he spent a lot of time with editing after the fact, because you can tell he was put in all kinds of not voiceovers, but sound effects. And he would speed up the video during the slow times and all that. And I was like, I don't know. I'm sure it made the video go by quicker, but I am also don't have time to do all of that kind of stuff. So I meant to go in and see how many views he had on that video. Well, I did look. He had 18,000 views, and I can say I don't know how long this guy's been doing it, so I should go find that video and look at his channel just to see how old his videos are and stuff like that. But I don't know what 18,000 videos sounds. It's more than my kid has ever made on any of his videos, which I think he was probably like 10 when we made his channel, and it was about gaming and playing Fortnite and stuff, and it's kind of stayed in the video game realm for the most part. lot of Fortnite back in the day. He did a lot of Sea of Thieves, a lot of Roblox stuff. So just different things that he likes to do. Just I told him that I would get it monetized for him, and it was up to him to do whatever. So he's just kind of played around with it for the last 4 or 5 years. Maybe he was 11 when he started it. But he goes at it in phases. So, I think that's just going to be one of those things. I think part of the hard part about it is getting so here's an order that I'm going to go ahead and accept it. It's only $5.75, but it's only a little over a mile. That's the same restaurant I just went to a few minutes ago, so we'll accept that one. And it's right around the corner from where I am, so not too bad of a deal. I mean, the hope is you can get 4 of those kind of orders in an hour and make about $20 an hour. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. The other things that I like to do I guess my goal for these things is to average a $10 per delivery. Some nights that's achievable, and some nights it's just not. So if anybody has done DoorDashing before, they know about that kind of stuff. Just like this one is only $5.75, that just means that the next order needs to be $14.25. So anyway, all right. So I'm here, arrived at the store, gonna send them a little message. Hey, Angie, if I could spell. The name of the restaurant is working on your order, blah blah blah. Send that. Send a little meme saying I'm waiting on your order. Put the car in park and emergency brake on. Boom. I'll be back. It's still recording. I think I was in there forever. Alright. Got the stuff in the bag. Send a message saying we have the food. I have your order headed that way. Click on my albums. Pick the DoorDash album. And we're going to go with the SpongeBob SquarePants one for this lady. Alright. Directions. And I think I already know where this place is. It's just right down the road, so here we go. Alright. And traffic is backed up again. everything just to pick that one up was like 15 plus minutes, and then it's going to take a couple minutes to deliver it, which is way too long. It takes for low dollar amounts like that one anyway for me. But I guess another way to look at it, you know, is just to say that it all adds up, right? You take the good, you take the bad. I don't remember the rest of that little jingle. Remember the TV show. Especially like these ones that don't give the apartment number in the directions. They just take you to an apartment complex, and then you got to figure it out from there. And these are the weirdest apartments ever because they have letters with numbers. And the letters, or the numbers, are sequential for each building. So, excuse me. Okay, here we go. Send the message saying I'm here, and a little meme saying we're dropping them off. And I'll be back. That's what I hate is these ones that I get in there, took the picture, and then got back, and it went back to take the picture again, and they've already got the food, so I just got a picture of their empty front door. Alright, so that's not going to work, because I got that other phone up there. Okay. Another one. 650 plus, total will be higher, 1.8 miles. I will accept that. From a pizza place in town, so I gotta figure out how to get there. I don't like going through the back of these apartments because there's an exit on the back side. I suspect if you lived here, you knew about it, but they've got the worst freaking speed bumps ever. I'm worried this little car's going to drag the bottom of them going through here, and then they got back-to-back ones. Multiple back-to-back ones to get through. Because you can see scrape marks on them all. Alright, there we go. There's two more. Alright. So there's 2 dashes complete. And not making a very good go of it. 2 dashes completed in an hour and a half. Not the best thing for today, but we'll see if we can make up for it. Alright, I'm back. Alright, this one's only 2 miles away. If not even 2 miles, 2 minutes. Circle on the screen. I don't know how to get rid of it. I wonder. There you go. Got rid of it. I wonder if other people that are driving food in their car ever just like, well, I'm gonna get whatever that was and take it home and eat it. Or if their food just stinks to high heaven. One video I saw where they said they put it in the zip-up bag just to keep the smell out of their car. And I'm just like, okay, that'll work. Oh, this is a tight fit. So this evidently is a place that I've never been to. Maybe they're standing out here waiting. Maybe. There's only many different people standing out here on their phones. So I doubt it's any of them. I'll be back. Alright. I guess I left the car running. So, I don't know what, I didn't look at the tip, but it was like, I forget, it was $6 and something, so the total was $9.50 for, waiting a couple minutes. Alright, let's get back at it. I'm up to $25 even after about an hour and 42 minutes. So, I like how DoorDash likes to kind of trick you there with, I've never done it, but I know it's available anyway, that says that you can dash by the hour or dash by the order. But the dash by the hour here in my location is like $15. And it's a rare instance that I make less than $15. But I will also say this, their $15 is $15 per, what is it, what do they call it, active time? I don't know, whatever they call it, the time you pick up, the time you get it, accept an order to the time that you deliver it. And they don't count the rest of the time that you're driving around waiting on a DoorDash or anything like that, so they don't count that time. So like last night, I had about $97 and it was in 6 hours, but the active time was only 4 hours. So I would have only gotten paid $60 if I had done that. If it's even available, I don't even look anymore. And I never did. I used to think that maybe I'll try it out, but I never did. Alright, so this will be interesting. I just wonder what everyone else does as far as what do you do between dashes? Do you go to your hot spot and park the car and wait till something pops up? Do you just keep driving around? I tend to just drive around between, there's 3 major places where I dash within about 5 miles of each other. There's a place I've never heard of inside a Kroger. $10 for 9 miles, so I will do that just to keep myself busy. But I gotta go find this place inside a Kroger that I've never heard of. But I don't shop at Kroger regularly, so I don't know what they've changed up in there. Sushi bar is called this or what? But we're fixing to find out. Somehow this thing is still recording. I wish it did have a pause button. I don't know why it doesn't have a pause button. Oh, it does have a pause button. I just didn't see it earlier. So I will hit the pause button this time and not make this video just continue to record the whole time. Yeah, this place is packed out too. Looks like we're gonna have to get some steps in. And that's okay, because I didn't get any in earlier today. Well, there you go. that was a long time. I don't know how long I was out, but it was a while. So evidently Kroger now is delivering flowers through DoorDash. And this is the first time I've ever had a flower order through DoorDash. And guess what? The florist was already gone for the day, so they had to find someone else to do it. So, anyway, got the flowers. We're in the car, headed that way. And seeing how it's already 6:05 p.m., I gotta go fix some dinner in a little bit here. So, I'm getting hungry. So this will probably be my last order unless I just get another quick one. Or one that's worth some money, because I need the money. I gotta have the money. So I don't really expect a lot of people to see these videos, the first ones out of the bag. But if you happen to be watching, put in the comments, just say, why are you DoorDashing? Is it full-time? Is it part-time? Just to have a little extra spending money? Do you have to do it? Pay your bills? Some people out there that do it because they have to do it. It's their full-time job. I met plenty of people doing this that do that. I follow some DoorDash groups on Facebook. Sometimes I'm astonished as to how much money people show that they make. I don't have any reason not to believe them, but I'm like, they make more than I make, but granted, you see their hours, and they're putting in a lot of hours. But I'm sure they're busting it, so. I feel like I get out here and I do it for the time that I've set aside, and some days are better than others. Some days I make my $10 delivery per delivery goal. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get my $20 an hour goal. Some days I don't. I think probably most days I don't get $20 an hour for the start time to the stop time, but some days it's slow and I get frustrated and just say, well, I'm gonna take it to the house. Or some days I just push through and go till the time that I've allotted and feel like I need to find something else besides DoorDash on those days. But then I kind of am at that point where I don't know. I mean, DoorDash for me is fairly easy and mindless. I don't get too stressed out about things, other than when I'm trying to do some shopping for DoorDash orders. So that's why I quit doing that. It's just too much of a hassle. But for the most part, for me anyway, it's fairly mindless. Drive around, don't have to think about work. You just every once in a while you have to deal with the stuff, you know. One of my biggest ones that I hate is when I go somewhere to pick up an order and they say, "Oh, we've already told the last 5 drivers that was that we told the last 5 drivers that was already handed out." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that's great." So I drove all the way over here for you to tell me that there is no there's no delivery, there's nothing to pick up, and that 5 drivers have already instead of calling it in to get the order to stop for the next driver, they just said that they've canceled their order. And I'm like, why? So I always take the time to contact support and say, look, this order has already been picked up. Y'all need to either reissue the order to the restaurant for another delivery driver, or find out what happened to the original driver, get them kicked off for not confirming that they picked up their order because they probably kept the food, and kick them off of DoorDash. I mean, I don't know, to me it's common sense, but sometimes when you're dealing with computer programs like DoorDash, that they don't know what they're doing, so we just kind of make the most of it here. Sorry, it looks like our schools are going to close down or dismiss early on Wednesday, April 2nd, because of supposed storms are coming through. So they're announcing it a day in advance. I need to check the weather. I have heard that we're in a place that could potentially get between 5 and 10 inches of rain between Wednesday and Sunday, which seems like a lot of rain. We'll see what happens with that. At 9.1 miles or something like that. So I suspect that at some point, if I don't know how I want to handle this, but I'll probably cross that bridge if I ever get there. If I ever get 50 subscribers. If I get 50 subscribers, then I can live broadcast, and if I ever get anybody that comments on there while I'm driving, then maybe, I don't want to be reading the comments while I'm stopped, but maybe, or while I'm driving anyway, so I'll have to pay attention to that. Probably will try to I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. We'll just have to play it by ear and see what happens. Anyway. Probably when I stop to pick up food or stop to deliver food, I'll take a look at those comments and see, reply to them at the time. I would also just wonder, it's like, why are people watching? Are you already a DoorDasher? Are you thinking about becoming a DoorDasher? What's your interest? I thought about doing Uber for a long time, but then I never did. I don't know, at some point my car got too old and I couldn't do it. So I'm not one of those people that's gonna go buy a car just so I can go Uber part-time. So I just kept my car that was over their age limit, or bought another used car. I did buy another used car last year. And then I got this car last, I don't know, maybe November-ish, specifically so I could DoorDash in it and just run around town, just because my other car is more of a, what, I don't know, pile everybody in the car. I can't fit very many people in this car, so it works out great for DoorDash. I do need to go get the oil change, so finding time to go do that is not the easiest. But we'll get that taken care of probably in the next week or two. I think I might have to go take a nap before I cook dinner, but I'm also starving. So while we're talking about this, I really want you to let me know what you think about turn lanes that have a green signal that don't change to the green signal. That they just let everybody else go on the oncoming traffic and never give you the green turn light. Now I gotta wait for a ton of cars to come through when it should have been a green arrow. I know where this is going. Alright, I'm at the customer's house, and I will be back in a minute. look at that crap. 23.75 for 8.3 miles. Alright, I have a new last order. Let's see, I will say pause orders after delivery. Directions, and let's get to going. How do I get out of this place? Can I can tell you one thing that I miss having on a car is a backup camera. This car does not have one. I can't remember if it's a 2010 or a 2002 model, but that might not be either one of those. Whatever it is, it doesn't have a backup camera. It's those little things. It's the little things about cars that you miss, that you kind of get take for granted once you get used to them, and then you get a car. I used to travel for work all the time, and I would get rental cars that didn't have the push button to start, and I was like, what kind of car is this, you know? And now I have, this car has a key that you have to put in the dash and turn it, and it's very foreign. I mean, I've been driving this car since November, so I'm kind of used to it, but it's those things that kind of just like, you kind of wish you had those niceties, so to speak. And a backup camera would be nice to have, just especially driving around or dashing, where you have to. There's one place I go that's kind of like those slanted parking slots on a downtown street, and inevitably, especially with this car, it's so short, and you get between two big old trucks, you cannot see out to save your life. So then you're just like inching on out there, and I still just taking it for granted that somebody's gonna stop, you know, because I can't see. So anyway, so this one was 4 minutes away for the restaurant. I don't know how far away this delivery is going to be. Hopefully it's not that far. Not that far. And I'm getting messages from DoorDash. Who are they from? That's not what I wanted to see. I don't know who my messages are from. Oh, my kids are like, when is dinner, by the way? It's gonna be a little while. Whoops. That's another thing I hate, is once you get close to the store and you're just meant to click directions, but you click arrived at store. Now I can't get directions. I don't. Okay, I know where it's at. Shortly. Alright, I'm back. It's a weird order, but we'll figure it out. It says one item, but it's evidently a catering deal, and it has 3 big old bags of food that will not fit in my catering bag. Alright. It's an interesting place. Not my typical delivery area. It is, said 9 miles when I accepted, I think, but 7 miles. So that might have been inclusive of the distance to the restaurant. Okay, so how do I get there? I think we're gonna take this way. Yeah, I walked out the door of this restaurant with 3 huge bags of food, and this dude was like, "I'll give you $100 for everything in those bags." Yeah, better not. Better not. Number one, he didn't have $100. Promise you. But that wasn't the reason. That wasn't the reason I didn't accept it. Oh, these people are driving me crazy. Hmm. We're on the slow road behind an 18-wheeler. I should have went the other way. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. Alrighty, back on the freeway. Time for some crazy brake checkers and people that can weave in and out of 3 lanes. is, I don't know when they did this, but more recently, they've switched over to, if the residence is on the road that you're on, and if it has a driveway or whatever, it'll say turn left, right, or turn right, instead of, like Google Maps will just say whatever the red dot is, I don't know what they call it, but it'll say the address in 2.4 miles or whatever, right? Well, this says turn left, but there's not a street because it's just someone's driveway. And what it won't do is, until you get right up on it, it won't show you the address, so you don't know what to be looking for. So I'm still 2.1 miles away from this place, but I just happen to know that the address was on the street that I'm on. But when it says turn left, it makes me think I'm gonna have to turn off of the street. But no, it's just going to be someone's address right there, and probably a driveway. Oh, sorry, I got a stop sign in the middle of nowhere. Oh, it is a long driveway down to a big house. So that'll be interesting. Fingers crossed they leave a decent tip. But even if they don't, the order is pretty good for this amount of delivery time, so I'll be happy with it. But anyway, I'll keep my fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. I will let you know. But yeah, I wish they would give you a heads up in the turn left at this address or something. Because right now, I still don't know the number of the street that I'm looking for, mailbox or anything. And by the DoorDash, by the app they're using of Google Maps, I don't even know if it's turning on a street or anything. It just says turn left. Normally it'll say turn left onto this street, but not when it's a driveway. So Google Maps or DoorDash, you could do better. Just saying. Put the address before 50 feet in front of the turn. Other little pet peeve I have about the app is that when you are accepting the food, and you'll see all the food down there, but it has a little circle next to the food on the left, and inside that circle it'll say ×1, ×2, ×5. Like one of them, I had one, it said 6 items, but there was only 4 rows, so that means you can, one of those. And I can't tell because of the color, the contrast of the colors they use, it doesn't show up. And I don't know if that's because I have mine on dark mode or whatever, but the colors, the numbers, you really have to have a good magnifying glass because there's not a good contrast. It's like on a light gray with white letters or white numbers, or X2 inside a little gray circle, or maybe it's a white circle with gray letters, but there's not enough contrast for you to see very well. It's frustrating to me anyway, because sometimes I'll never know that it said, oh, I was supposed to get 2 drinks or 2 whatever it was. Oh, well, look at this. The road turns a 90-degree turn, so I'm really not turning where I thought I was going to. did I miss it? And it's taking me down. I don't know where the hell this is taking me. Did I miss it? Maybe I missed my turn. I guess I missed the turn. I'm too busy talking, maybe. I hope it wasn't that one with a gated fence. What did I do here? So you know it's not good when you miss your turn and you didn't catch it on your GPS and it says go down there a while and make a U-turn. I'm like, what the heck? This would be a good point, a good place. I should have had the volume turned on, right? This is interesting. It's like a big gated community with a big business sign, but I don't know what kind of business is there, so. And I don't know where I'm taking this, so I'm just gonna go up this hill to a big old house up here. Alright. Send them a message. Dropping off. Send them a little stupid meme. And what does it say? Contactless delivery. I hate these contactless delivery because it always breaks my phone. So you have to call and then you have to take a photo. So I will be back. I'm gonna pause it. Alright, so a gentleman came out and says, hey, you're at the wrong place. And I'm like, okay. So inside the gate, take this asphalt driveway that goes somewhere. This is where I wish I had a backup camera. I don't want to hit that gate. Okay. Alright. Here we go. I don't know if it's some kind of church or what. They got going on back here all the way to the back of the asphalt. How's it going?
Are you here for the meeting?
No, I'm delivering some food.
Oh. If you go down to the house to the very end,
All
my
right.
mom should be there on the phone, and she should be there for the food.
Perfect.
Like all the way down there. If
Yeah.
you keep following the
Somebody told me in that house I was trying to give it to them. Appreciate you.
Bye.
I'm
Who's the food person? You're welcome. You're welcome.
the food person.
You don't have to go the whole way. You can leave here. We're about
Are
to
you
go
sure? I don't mind.
back. Oh, okay, sure.
I'll just take it back. It's not a big
No,
deal.
really, I
Well,
can
nobody.
hear it.
You all ready to head back? Let's head back.
Can I drive?
No, you can drive. Yeah, actually.
There you go. Alright, so instead of doing all that with no picture, we will just say handed the order to the customer. And the total is $38. So it says $8 order and a $30 tip. So that was very nice of them. So I will back out of that and send them a message. I don't know that I can send a message right now. Oh, you know what? Because it was text, so I can do it that way. Maybe.
Hey, buddy. All right, let's go in. No, you cannot.
Appreciate it.
Take care of you. We're good.
We're good. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right, here's one. All right. So I'm going to end dash and we'll see what happens here. So not a bad day. 3 hours and 1 minute. Now granted I gotta drive 20 plus minutes to get back home, but $73 on 5 orders. So that last order put me over the edge. Some days it's like that, some days it's not, but $73, 5 orders, that's beats my $10 per delivery goal, and 3 times 20 would be 60, so I beat my $20 an hour goal as well, so even with the extended drive time home. So anyway, I am going to end this recording, but if you guys see this, I appreciate y'all watching. If this is what I never have said this before, but if you like it, subscribe. So and do hit that like button, because evidently it has meaning. So if nothing else, to stroke my ego, right? So anyway, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good day. Take care. Bye.